What's up everybody, my name is James Wildon and welcome to JT Performance.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call it quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving, no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, come with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, shit on my greed. That's how.
JT Performance officially opened in 2016, probably in 2019 we really started to take off. What started the GDR thing for me? This car here basically. Very good friend of mine, I've known him since primary school. It's an R32 GDR and it's had probably every iteration of RB combo, engine combo you could think of has been in this car. A lot of my learning and development with these cars and these engines was done on this car. And now it's what it is today because I was able to have a solid base to work with and a very understanding customer and friend to help me do what I wanted to do. It's actually quite interesting. The start of motorsport for me wasn't actually GDRs. I'm a drifter. I prefer drifting, I like drifting. All the motorsport I did was drift cars. I used to tune drift cars, build drift cars, that's what I did. Then when Marcel bought this car, we started spending a bit more time in the GDR scene and I thought these cars are actually fun. Like when you make some good power and they actually get up and go, you can do some pretty cool stuff. But I wanted to start actually racing the cars and using them at the track, and that's where I bought our own shop car. The inspiration for me is the workshop. I mean, it goes without saying, Sydney. The Sydney GDR scene is unreal. We've actually got our car over there now, and I wanted to try and capture as much as what Sydney's does, and I always had that as a spotlight, and that's where I wanted to end up, and that's what I wanted to do. I managed to get hold of a cheap car. I bought a GDR shell. Like I think I paid 20 grand for it and pulled the motor box out, put a package into it, went to the first ever GDR festival that I've ever entered into and won. And then I think consecutively since then, every GDR festival that I've been to, the car has won. I've kind of jumped into the GDR scene and very quickly grown through it. The more and more success I had with the cars, the more and more I looked at Australia and Sydney and what they were up to, and I went, that's where I want to end up. And now we're there. JT Performance is purely motorsport orientated. As you're aware, motorsport cars end up on the street. People have street cars and they want to be motorsport. We don't do general mechanical, I don't do oil servicing and brake pads and all that sort of carry on. I pretty much just do engine tuning on my dyno and engine looms and wiring for specific cars. There are a few cars floating around that I'll look after and I'll build for certain customers that are happy to do it my way. But when you're building these sorts of cars, you can't take any shortcuts at all. So it has to be my way or the highway, basically, to get the results that we want, and we get them. The Sydney GDR scene is bleeding off into New Zealand, and that's exactly what I wanted for everybody involved. Not just myself. The better everybody does for the scene is better for the scene. The faster we go, the more power we make, the better builds we get, it's better for the scene. It's going to make other people strive to want to do the same sort of thing. And I'm very lucky over here in New Zealand. We've got a very good car culture. Everybody gets behind everybody. Everybody helps everybody. So New Zealand kind of treats themselves as like their own little family, and we're all trying to push each other to go better. So I can't wait to see what's coming up. Right now, the week of GDR Festival, the day before GDR Festival, we have 7 1000 horsepower GDRs in the shop. Most of them actually are over 1000 horsepower. Let's go take a look. This runs a Nitto 2.8 litre, precision turbo, hypertune intake manifold, hypertune intercooler, full Haltech catalogue, Calford shimless cylinder head as well. At the moment it makes 1000 horsepower on about 35 pound of boost. PPG sequential, all these cars run direct clutches. As for diffs and axles, as everybody knows, GDR stuff's pretty strong, so it's all just factory. So the customer told me if it breaks, it's getting a full build. So hopefully it breaks. Good friend of ours, Marcel, and customer. It is a R32 GDR, still runs a cast RB30 block, Nitto 3.2 stroker with Nitto oil pump, extended sump to suit that. It has an ST Hi-Tech / Nitto block brace on it, factory ported head. We don't bother with enlarged ports in these engines at this sort of power. Full Calford catalogue, DLC buckets, Ferrer valves, the shimless buckets too, 182 SF cams, hypertune intake manifold, hypertune intercooler, hypertune exhaust manifold, 2 stages of injection, and pretty much everything you can buy from Haltech to suit. It's proven to be quite reliable. We don't really have many dramas with it, and it makes 1340 horsepower at the tyre through, we've got a PPG sequential and direct clutch. good friend of ours and customer. His name is Donut. It is a cast block 2.8 litre, so we use, this is actually got an RB25 block in it. Brand new Nissan cylinder head, full Calford catalogue, again, shimless, DLC buckets, 301mm oversized valves. Doesn't run the SF cam, runs a slightly smaller cam. Precision 72-75, 6-boost exhaust manifold, hypertune intake manifold, and hypertune intercooler. This doesn't run a sequential. He really wanted to keep it as streetable as possible, but obviously with 1000 horsepower, stock box isn't going to handle it. So it's got a PPG gear set in the factory casing. So it's got a Haltech Elite 2500. Every single sensor you can physically fit on the engine and in the ECU. PRP trigger, top and bottom, R35 coil kit, and Simmons Decker 2400 cc injectors. This is Daniel Kumar's car. A little bit different, this one. Still runs all the same bits and pieces on the inside like the other cars. Cast RB30 block, Nitto oil pump, Nitto rotating assembly, still stock crank, walking on water there a little bit. Precision 76-75, hypertune everything, but we wanted to make it look pretty. It's not a go car, it's a show car. You can tell by the camera on the back. It makes 1000 horsepower more, 1100, but it's not obviously going to be able to use that power based on what the car looks like. The theme with this engine bay, actually, this was my doing. The owner wanted us to get everything powder coated the same blue as the engine bay. Too difficult to try and match the powder coating to suit, so I said, screw it, let's just polish everything. Owner actually wasn't that keen. He was kind of a bit like, oh nah, it's gonna look like a 2000s Japanese auto salon car. And I said, it will a little bit, but it'll look different. It'll look good. And this is my favorite engine bay. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I would say it's 50% the current GDR scene when you want to make a nice, good-looking engine bay, and then it's got a splash of auto salons 2000s in there, just without the clear silicone hose everywhere. Gearbox, factory, diff, driveline, everything's factory. Direct clutch behind the gearbox at least, and yeah, Haltech catalogue throughout. We use Haltech here. Tune anything, but we primarily use Haltech. One of my favorite things about this car is the fact that it's had aftermarket tubs done on it. Something that I wanted to do to the engine bay to make it look good. When the guy that was doing the tubs sent me a photo of the tubs before they were completely finished, it kind of looked too 2000 auto salon for me, and I wanted it to look a little bit more OEM, so I actually asked him to put the swage lines into it. So when you immediately look at it, it doesn't look tub, it looks factory. But then when you look at it again, you go, actually that looks really tidy. So that's my favorite part about this car. Also just having the catch can tucked away under there, really want to show off the tubs that we spent a lot of time and effort to make them be there. As I explained earlier, we specialise in dyno tuning. We don't do a hell of a lot of mechanical builds and car builds for customers. This is a perfect example. This is a car that is originally from the South Island. A crowd down there built it, done a great job. It works really well, just a new person owns it and they live in Auckland. They obviously asked us to get involved with tuning the car, so we did that for them. We potentially might look at doing some upgrades later in the future, possibly do a bit of a build on it, we're not quite sure yet. But at the moment it makes just over 1000 horsepower. It's just a cast RB30, still got a factory crank, Nitto oil pump, extended sump, hypertune intake, Garrett turbo, PPG sequential. Why is this the most Sydney looking GDR? Probably because, like I explained earlier, we're trying to get the GDR scene over here. Obviously this customer has seen some cars in Aussie and he's like, yeah, those are cool, well, I want to copy that. So he's gone out there with the paint job. Personally, I love it, I think it's cool. You're not going to see another one like it tomorrow. It's had a full retrim done inside. It's got Buddy Club P1s, side skirts extensions, front lip. It's literally a car from Sydney.